Nothing reveals a low-value man like his desperation. The reason low-value men are desperate in the first place is because they innately believe they can't attain the thing they desire. Most men don't even realize they are acting out of desperation because the feeling of not being able to attain something is so ingrained in their psyche that they act autonomously. This goes without saying, but being a desperate person makes it harder to get women. Today, we're going to talk about 4 mistakes that make you look desperate. These things might seem obvious to most, but if you are acting autonomously, you may not even realize that you are being this way. First things first, boasting about things is a sign of desperation. In boasting, you are putting your material achievements and possessions in front of yourself, proclaiming that those things have more value than you. You can even go a step further and conclude that you are not worthy of having these things, so boasting about them tends to be rooted in insecurity. If you were to boast that you are wearing a Rolex on your wrist, it doesn't even matter that you have a Rolex on your wrist because you sound like an absolute loser. Sure, you can be proud of yourself for getting a Rollie, but boasting about it puts you in an entirely different echelon of loser. What you need to understand about people is that they don't want to feel lesser than you. In order to be truly liked amongst the average person, they need to feel like they are on your level. This doesn't mean you have to stoop to their level like wearing an Apple Watch instead of a Rollie, but the easiest way to get someone not to like you is to make them feel jealous of you. This especially applies to women because arrogance is the #1 thing women hate besides being boring. Let women, or anyone for that matter, discover your characteristics or material possessions before you go on flattering yourself. You might as well sleep with yourself every night if you feel so inclined to boast about yourself all the time. Again, putting material possessions above your very essence is desperate and will be seen as such. The next thing that makes a man look desperate is something I've witnessed so frequently with insecure rich guys. Mainly crypto nerds' desperate attempts at winning a girl's heart. This is showering a woman with gifts too early. I've literally seen screenshots of men trying to fly a girl over to where he lives and offering to buy her a car. Yes, this can be qualified as a sugar daddy. But even the sugar daddy thing is desperate. Most of the time, these guys are ugly, and the only reason they are getting female attention at all is because they have money. Showering with gifts too early immediately puts you outside the candidacy of a real relationship or even to be a pleasurable F-buddy. It also immediately signals to the woman that her attention is enough to quench your feelings of loneliness. Avoid this at all costs because you will likely never get anything meaningful out of it and only be seen as a source of income for the woman. I can't think of anything more embarrassing for a man. The third mistake is much like giving out your money, but with your time instead. Imagine you got a girl's number out at the club one night. You text her and do your thing that night. The following day, she is hounding you with texts, wanting to know your whereabouts and who you're with and all that annoying stuff. Sure, she might have been a good lay, but your inclination will probably lead you to not associate with her anymore. Same thing applies with desperate men. The only thing with men is it usually doesn't start with a big bang. It usually starts with men wanting to bang, so they feel like they should give every ounce of their time texting a woman. If all you are doing is texting this woman, you are signaling to her that you have nothing better to do with your time, like focus on your purpose. Giving so much of your attention so fast will also signal to her that you are undesirable to other women. Believe it or not, women want to be chosen from a pool of options, but never wanted to be treated as an option as a result. If you don't get female attention regularly, chances are you will have a tough time getting female attention in the first place. This is why women seem to be attracted to you when you are taken, but may brush you off when you are single. It's definitely strange, but hey, that's women for you. The last mistake desperate men make is being too agreeable. Let's say a topic of discussion comes up about what the best genre of music is. Secretly, you love rock music, but everyone around you says they like rap music. Instead of paving your own path, you conform with the crowd and agree with them instead of speaking your mind. This is a sign of desperation because it's showing that you care about other people's opinions too much. No one likes a yes man or somebody too agreeable. People tend to gravitate towards others who have different takes than their own, but are still compatible. The only time this is not the case is if you are surrounded by people who care too much about what others think. People are not supposed to think exactly like one another, because what's the point of existing in the first place if you are an exact copy of someone else? The realist can sniff the fakeness right off of you, and you will never be able to associate with genuine people. Agreeableness can be sensed from a woman because she will easily jump to the conclusion that you might want to only get in her pants. Or she may be turned off from the fact that you guys have way too much in common in areas that you shouldn't. She'll inevitably call your bluff and take you as a liar out of a desperate attempt to please her. It's better to stick to your core and attract compatibility that way. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. As always, thanks for watching and stay hungry, noble men.